observationally, with how all the galaxies are expanding relative to each other, you could say there has to be some form of matter that influences it in terms of the standard model and gravitational pull that we have on all these. But what's interesting is that dark matter makes up so much of the non visible part of what we see.
Dark matter makes up so much of the universe. The visible part of the universe is 1%, and the rest is non-visible, dark matter and dark energy.
Yeah, and I think dark matter takes up a larger percentage of that. I think it's about 70%. And dark energy is about, has to be 29 if we're going to say visuals 1%, isn't it?
Yes. One of the things we've also seen recently is one of the earliest galaxies that existed after the Big Bang. Bearing in mind that takes into account the speed of light and all that that would entail. So a galaxy that we're seeing that would have been at the beginning of the Big Bang just means that we've seen a galaxy that is almost at the edge of what we can see to the edge of the galaxy, of the universe, sorry.
Because the light has reached us.
Well, if the universe is, hypothetically speaking, we can't get the exact date, but let's say it's 14 billion Earth solar years old, then that means we can only see as far as light has traveled in 14
billion years.
Yeah, 14 billion years ago.
Regardless of which direction it travelled in, because light emits in all directions. It's difficult to put that into perspective because 14 points, whatever it is, billion years times the speed of light, which is 300,000 kilometers per second. We're talking about astronomical distances.
Exactly. But now what gets me with these earlier galaxies, a galaxy that we've seen existed, one of the earliest galaxies that existed after the Big Bang, is our version of the present equivalent to what's happening that far away from us? Because it's safe to say that in that 14 billion years that something else has happened to that galaxy. We see the galaxy as it was 14 billion years ago. Irrespective of the speed of light, what is happening in that other part of the universe?
Assuming there's no other interaction, you'd never really know. If you're talking about the edge of the sphere of what we can see relative to the Big Bang's time, we don't have any influence. We don't really know. We're seeing it at its
We're seeing
state of existence.
No, we won't see that. We're seeing it as it was in the past. We would never actually see it as it was in the present. If our sun went supernova now, it would be in our present. Okay, maybe 6 minutes later because of the speed of the sun and how gravity would affect our Earth. But as it explodes, it would explode. At the same time, at the same instance, because maybe time is the wrong word, but at the same instance, our sun explodes, another star, on the what we, with our understanding of the universe, seeing the edges of the universe. So on the other edge of the universe, a sun at the same instance exploded. Those two explosions would be the present. However, that star on the edge of the universe, we would only know it exploded 14 billion years later. However, its instance of exploding was the same as the sun, and that's the present.